Hey everybody, Josh from Populi here, and we've been hoarding the power for far too long, and we want to put it in your hands. We're looking at some methods for answering the age-old question, why did something happen? Let's say that you're faculty on a course, you have a TA helping you out, and one day you're looking at the gradebook and you notice that a previously high-performing student's grade has suddenly dropped. More likely, I guess, that student contacts you and complains about such a thing. Anyway, there are a couple of features and concepts that you can use to investigate a situation like this. Most of what we're going to look at here would be available to the faculty, teaching assistant, academic admin, and registrar roles, but we'll point out one additional level of access. In the case of this sudden grade change, we're going to go to the course in question and then to reporting and changelog. You can see we default to a reasonable set of dates up here at the top. And please remember that I'm looking at a fake course, so very little has happened. That will be unlike your real courses where a lot has happened. If you have a whole slew of events listed here, you can focus in by adjusting those dates at the top. But we're looking for any changes to a specific student's grades. This is where using your browser's Find in Page feature is helpful. On Mac, that's usually Command F, and on PCs, it's Control F. Type in the student's name, and you're on your way. We're looking for changes to this student right here, and gee golly, all the events are right at the top. Okay, we can see 3 events here, but what I happen to know is that these are pretty much all one event. The teaching assistant was working on the grade book and was inputting a new grade. However, she accidentally deleted a grade from a previous assignment and then saved that, and that affected the final grade. So we get this assignment grade. This is the new grade changed by that assistant. And then we get this grade here changed by that assistant as well in the same minute, which then led to the entire grade, the final grade, changing. We can see that that's tagged with the date and time, and then also the person executing the change. So the new grade is this 50% grade here, but the 0 is the accident. How do I know that grade was replaced rather than entered for the first time by this TA? Well, we can see that the grade changed from 95 to 0, and then this assignment is called Readings 2, so I can look for other instances where changes were made to that grade, and we have one right down here. This grade went from NA, so it was a null grade at that point, nothing entered yet, to 95. So something happened. A grade got deleted, and we were able to find out that our well-intentioned but absent-minded TA was the culprit. So that's the core idea here. You can use change logs to verify when a thing happened, some details about the thing, and who did it. As a general note, not absolutely every event that takes place in Populi is change logged. But we track the big stuff, so there's a lot you can check in on. That's changelog on a course. You have something very similar on a student profile, on their activity feed. If you go to a student profile and then look down at their history, you can set this drop down to changes. And now you're showing all changes that are visible to your profile's roles. Certain things show up for different roles. For instance, I'm viewing this activity feed from a faculty role perspective, and I can see various events here. But if I change to a financial admin role, I might see slightly different results. For our next example, let's say that this student had charges and had the correct tuition schedule and now does not. Why did Populi do this to you? Why did something happen? Let's go back over to the activity feed, down to history, and then make sure we have this set to changes. Right here at the top, we can see an event here that says that this student had the tuition schedule on the financial by term tab for the correct term, but then this user deleted it. That was why something happened. And again, if we had a bunch of events here, we could use that Find in Page feature from your browser. You could search for any keyword like tuition schedule and then find those event types and see what happened. Also, if you have tons of stuff on an activity feed, you'll have to choose to load more. your browser can only find events that have already been loaded to the page. Lastly, and this affects very few users proportionally because it requires an additional level of security clearance in Populi. If you're a Populi account administrator or PAA, you can go behind the scenes into the master changelog. If you click on your profile picture or your initials up here, and then have not only settings, but also account so that you have account and settings. And then if you click into that and then under account here, you have all of these options, you are a PAA. To get to the master changelog from there, just click on reporting and that will land you on this changes report here. You can see there are a number of other reports which might be useful in ferreting out various issues. But on this report, the changes report, we've got a time frame over here with various presets, and then also custom. So you can set your own. You can look at a specific day in the past, something like that. You have a set of various filters up here, and then the more standard filter options down here. So you can filter out all the noise and find what you're looking for. There's lots more you could get into here with the master changelog, but that's outside of the scope of our video today. But when you want to find out when something happened and who did it, remember the course changelog, the profile activity feed, and your browser's find in page feature. A great way to keep up with updates and improvements to Populi as a software is via our weekly release notes. Those go out on Friday and you can follow them in our knowledge base. To do that, when you're logged into Populi, click on Help in the upper right-hand corner, click Search the Knowledge Base, then click Release Notes and Announcements. Click on the heading for Release Notes and then click Follow. You'll receive an email when we post release notes there, and that'll keep you on the bleeding edge of Populi features and improvements. And the release notes are fun. Lots of people say it's a highlight of their week. I've been Josh for Populi, and you've been great. Thanks for watching.